Yo, this is gonna be my first video in a while. So I believe so I don't want I'm gonna skip the intro. I am sorry for keeping you waiting for so long. I didn't know it yet. So let's begin. We continue from where we stopped. The Tutu is doing to the last video and he just sees Aizawa being absolutely rough for the normal. And I am not even kidding. Like it's just brutal. But it's not as bad as in the anime. However, it's not as bad as in canon. However, because oh sorry. As soon as Naruto says this, he comes in and throws some explosive boomerangs to him. But it's not throws some explosive boomerangs to no more. But here's the problem. As you know, that thing is tough as head, so that does 0 damage. So the normal attention now is to you have to just say the other brat, and Nobu just flash steps behind him and proceeds to break Izuto's arm. He just flying, and then Izuto just decides to start swinging away so that he can try and reload the normal. And then after that, he purposely released a head of a road ton of small bombs. And the second the normal steps on it, the whole part of the area just exploded. And I'm saying this is just a giant explosion. Izuto put a giant this is a giant explosion. Izuto actually just even reached the point where Izuto brought his own drone just to add more explosives to it. So yeah, you would think the team were dead, and I mean Izuto thought so. The team was on only some pieces remaining, but somehow this team was regenerating. However, as soon as Izuto saw that after he stopped being shot from that team immediately coming back from being blown to pieces, he stole more drones, and the drones will see to put madness on the regenerating no more. And the system it generates hundreds of drones. You those strong madness to pull it up and higher and higher and higher and higher, and still there's nothing to hit. It's not as if he doesn't do anything about it. And he just goes higher and higher and higher. When all my comes, honestly, all the way I just wonder what he's doing. And when all my comes, he now says, wait, when all my comes, he now wonders why they're holding up. Izuto just says, if can you step by 3 steps to the left, all my does that, and you just see this normal flying form. You just see this normal man there. Nothing is left. I don't think that almost no level of regeneration saving that. And All Might is short. Head, Shirati and everybody is short too. But Izuto just gave this thing massive 4 damage. And honestly, at that point, Shirati just left. He just doesn't want that fight anymore. All the small viewers are taking care of. And then, as All Might now tries to turn a twist Izuto, Izuto just swaps away his hand and then proceeds to walk away. As we know, he's still heavily trust about what All Might did. So now we thought to the next event. We now thought to the US Sports Festival, and right now Izuto is dead set on proving to the whole world that he doesn't need to be a hero and embarrassing All Might. So now as the that the first thing Izuto does was obstacle race, and then proceed to rotate past him. Izuto doesn't want to draw. Izuto was thinking not to draw someone's attention, but he just decided, nah, I'll just first, and he got in first place, which he began to regret because that means in Kawaii Battle he has a 10 million points headband, and let's be honest, a quarter state that had the 10 million points headband, which is basically a guarantee to the next stage, is basically something that every single person in that thing will join to. And that'll be it is. So Izuto have to show the teammates right. However, this thing people want to Izuto too. So he ends up choosing Senya either Tochiyami and Totoyami or Tamara. Wait, hold on, that was a mistake. The next thing he does, okay, so now everybody's out for him, but Izuto shows a pretty good build. Because A, he has to know one from them, and only one can B, if someone comes to that shadows are not state of it, and C, Mary would not do it, and C, if push comes to shove, Tamanari can just be thrown for a one-reach attack, and Izuto and the two of us just use their system with weapons. So now it ends up being pretty easy, and Izuto gets first place to Toyota second and Patujo third, and I don't care. So now we now do to the 1v1 battles, and the first opponent is to face Shinso, and Shinso is definitely a threat. This is what I want to say if this was old deku. But this little powerful in here and just immediately explosive shooting him the moment the fight starts. Or we can go to the part 2 option where the two ends up talking because she says something to I'm not sure to just know, and then he doesn't control for him to walk out of the range. So yeah, but I'll do option 1 and then for fight 2. So he's sort of fight, he's doing a dance to the roadie, and so the roadie will just try to freeze him, but Deku just ends up air camping with his drone and knocking him down. So he does that, but Deku just freeze the whole arena. So he's just staying up, and ready for something to survive. And that is just staying up and throwing his shurikens over the place. And you know what happens? It turns out those shurikens, they had heat in them. So now the more he threw, the harder the face gets, and the harder it was to come to the point where to barely breathe. And since it was so high up, it was not affecting him. Now this forced the road to the fire side. And even though the road has fire resistance, it does not have heat resistance. The thing is all the heat was the fuel Izuto will throw down there. Will thus be enough of a taste for a fire to happen, and that will be smooth. And since he can't see Izuto anymore, so don't just firing blindly hoping to hit him, and Izuto just behind him and knocks him out. I don't even fancy self, he just hit him a neck shot. Izuto then with this fight battle go, and since he knows battle can fly, he is not gonna do the same strategy to the routine. So the one does, he just proceeds to sit down and talk back to a brat. A straight up rage beating the guy and forcing him to chase him. And then he waits until Battle does so, and just attacks him blindly. And he just does an absolute diabolical move. He just does an absolute diabolical move. He proceeds to kick Battle. He proceeds to Battle in his universe. And that does brutal. Boy was crying at that point. People have been saying it is a hero at all at that point. So after that, he just proceeds to backhand Battle and take him out of the ring. And eventually he will have to come in to stop Saturday from absolutely beating Naughty off for that. And then Tete ends up taking first, Matudo second, and Dorothy third. And neither Sable absolutely crashing out. But he stood just let in mind at the end of the event and just said, go out, test people can be heroes too, and drops it and walks away. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of my newest vid. Thanks.